Every day, entrepreneurs, investors, founders, leaders sit in their offices, staring at impossible problems that keep growing around them: fragmented markets, broken supply chains, innovation stuck in silos, endless layers of bureaucracy that kill momentum. They feel it deep in their bones. The systems built to serve them are failing, outdated, suffocating. It's like trying to build a skyscraper on quicksand. Every blueprint, every strategy they've tried feels like it's based on an old map no longer valid in this new world. The big question that haunts them: how can anything truly break through without a new kind of foundation, a new kind of infrastructure that understands the reality of today's builders, the rare few who refuse to settle, who dare to change the world? This isn't some distant problem. It's happening right now before their eyes. The infrastructures that shaped the last century were made for nation-states, for centralized powers, for static hierarchies. And yet today's builders, those innovators who see beyond borders, beyond established order, are running headfirst into walls. Imagine the waste: time, energy, brilliance lost in systems that don't connect people at the edges where breakthroughs happen. It's maddening. The old networks are overcrowded with noise, distractions, endless approvals. Only a handful of connectors exist, but they're trapped in fragmented pockets, unable to find their true collaborators. Builders who burn with a vision for the future feel isolated, misunderstood, even betrayed by the very infrastructure that claims to support progress. But here's the brutal truth that most don't want to admit: the world simply wasn't built for the exceptional. It wasn't designed to handle outliers, misfits, those who refuse to be boxed in by nationality, by the rules, by the weight of legacy systems. It's built for safety, for the average, for what can be controlled. This means nearly all the brilliance out there, that raw, creative fire, is locked behind gates they don't even see: politics, geography, old institutions, outdated networks, 1,000 invisible barriers that chip away at dreams daily. This is why so many founders feel the silence closing in around them, the chokehold of lonely battles against an indifferent system. But here's something powerful for anyone listening who feels this fire inside them: it doesn't have to be this way. There is a new global infrastructure emerging. It isn't bound by countries or old institutions. It's not a company. It's not a vague community. It's a living, breathing network designed for the builders of tomorrow. A network built to connect the few who burn the brightest, who refuse to blend in or conform. It's a web of connection and collaboration where isolation becomes synergy, where the misunderstood find their home, where raw talent and radical ideas meet the exact support and partnership needed to move from vision to reality faster than ever before. This is what the system forgot, what so many crave but can't find. This new infrastructure taps into one core truth: the future lies beyond centralized power. Real change doesn't flow from the middle. It bursts from the edges, those marginal spaces where rebels, misfits, and free thinkers operate. These are the people who refuse to wait for permission, who challenge every assumption, who burn with a desire not just to improve the world, but to remake it entirely. And here's where it gets exciting. To build the future, these people must unite. Not by conforming, not by watering down their fire, but by aligning with others who share that edge, that intensity, that refusal to play by the old rules. The secret no one talks about? It's not just about being talented or passionate. It's about choosing who you connect with and fiercely guarding those connections. Relationships that matter, where every interaction sparks exponential growth, where partnerships become power, where contrast creates strength rather than division. The builders who succeed don't just build companies or products, they build support structures that amplify their reach and impact through hand-picked alliances. Imagine a world where the rare few find each other, not by chance but through an infrastructure designed to bring exactly those people together, where the misaligned find their alignment. This is a rebellion against the noise of the masses, the mediocre comfort so many settle for. It's a reclamation of ownership over one's life, work, and destiny. These builders aren't here to chase belonging, they craft their own becoming. They don't imitate countries or old systems, they create new ecosystems based on who they are as individuals, not what others expect them to be. And in that radical autonomy, in that refusal to give up sovereignty of will, lies true freedom and unstoppable creative power. On the surface, it might look risky. It might feel isolating to break away from traditional attachments, to reject comfort and certainty, to expect less from the system that was supposed to serve, and more from yourself. But underneath, this new infrastructure is not about making life easy. It's about making life yours, where every move, every alliance, every venture is a reflection of your true vision. It's about mastering patience, playing the long game, knowing that greatness is not measured by quick wins, but by sustained transformation. Because eternal impact takes time, but when the few connect right, they don't just build companies, they build futures that ripple far beyond their own lives. So what does this new infrastructure mean in practice? It means ditching the old playbook that says, find customers, scale fast, hire big, pivot quickly. Instead, it means building networks of trust so rare, so fiercely complementary that each link becomes a multiplier of power. It means crafting spaces where ideas are dangerous again, where questioning everything, even the so-called truths you rely on, is mandatory. It means being ruthless with your time and alliances, because the only way to build real power is to avoid dilution, to seek out and align with the few who burn as intensely as you do. For founders tired of endless noise, endless approvals, endless dilution, this new global infrastructure offers a lifeline. For investors longing to back something more than just safe bets, to join a movement, not a market, this infrastructure provides unprecedented access to rare gems. For leaders ready to lead without borders, without flags, without the old weight of divisions, it offers a platform of radical belonging not to a nation or a role, but to a mission bigger than any of us alone. This infrastructure is no utopia. It's a battlefield. It demands courage, relentless energy, the willingness to burn rather than bend. But it's also a sanctuary. It's the only place where misaligned brilliance becomes aligned power, where the misunderstood stop being isolated and start creating together, where every spark becomes part of a wildfire with no boundary. If you're listening and something inside you knows this is real, that this infrastructure could unlock your next level, then you're already part of it. You might not see it yet, but you're drawn to the few signals that break through the noise, to the rare calls that rise above conformity. The path forward is clear, even if the journey is hard. Seek out the rare, align with the fire, build with those who refuse to settle, because this infrastructure isn't just a network, it's a revolution in how we collaborate, how we create, and how the rare become the many. The problem you've lived with, the isolation, the system that fails you, the slow grind of progress, doesn't have to be your eternity. There is a new way, a global infrastructure not for the many, but for the few who dare to change reality. It's the path from silence to voice, from scattered sparks to unstoppable blaze. When the few connect with true intention, the impossible becomes inevitable. So ask yourself, will you wait for permission, or will you stand at the edge where the future is forged? Will you settle for the comfort of old lies, or will you break through the walls and find the infrastructure made for you, the builder, the disruptor, the radical? The new world is waiting. It's not built, it's being built. In every connection, every alliance, every vision shared and multiplied, and there's no turning back now.